So the big question is this: how do you lose all the weight that you want and actually keep it off for the rest of your life, while trying to make sense of all the noise that comes from the weight loss industry? That is the question. And this podcast will give you the answers.
G'day guys, and welcome to the next episode in the Weight Loss Secrets podcast. My name is Baron Grant and I'm super excited to bring another little tip to help you on your weight loss journey today. And you might notice, for those that are watching on YouTube, not listening while you're walking out on the road or going for a run on your podcast, that I'm wearing a suit. Now, I try to avoid wearing a suit as much as possible, but today I went to a baptism of some friends, and so I went down there to church and I was able to witness them get baptized. And it made me think today, and this is why I wanted to quickly jump on now, it made me think about levels of commitment, because these guys just getting baptized have made a pretty strong commitment to follow their faith and follow God. And so that was exciting for them, it was exciting for me to be a part of it and be there. But it made me think, what's our level of commitment? To go and do that, that's a big deal, right? They're committing to go a totally different way in their life or follow a certain path. But I want you to think about your level of commitment today. I want you to think, what are the things in your life that you're committed to? Are you committed to your family? Are you committed to sport? Are you committed to Candy Crush on your phone? I don't know. Maybe you're up to level 2,472. I have no idea. But we're all committed to different things. And we normally put our time into those things that we're really sort of insanely committed to. And it's where we put our time that we end up getting good at something or getting better at something. Now, the challenge with commitment, sometimes it wanes. Sometimes our commitment levels wane. Sometimes they're really strong. Sometimes they're not. And I just want to share a short story of me. And I thought about this. I was like, do I share like some famous sports star or a famous movie star and their journey about commitment? No, I want to talk about me because it's probably not the perfect story. So I play drums, and I've played drums for the vast majority of my life. I'm older now, so I started probably when I was about 12 years old playing drums, and I always loved it. Early days, I practiced pretty well. I was pretty consistent with my practicing. So from about 12 to about, 15, 16, I actually got quite good. And I don't say that with any degree of arrogance, because there are unbelievable drummers out there, but I got reasonably good for my age, I guess, but I was practicing most days. So as I got good, I sort of felt like I got to a point where I didn't need to keep going anymore practicing, and I just got lazy. So after about 16, so I probably improved from 12 to 16. Then after about 16, realistically, I didn't really improve much more at all in my life with drums. And I am now 42, almost 43 years old. And I would say I am as good a drummer as I was when I was 16 years old, which is a real shame. It's a real shame, because I think I could have been good, but I'm not really, because I just, I didn't put in the time and the effort and have the commitment that I needed to. I even had a coach. Like, I had a drum teacher who I'd go and see every week or every fortnight, and he would teach me what to do, and then I would stop doing it. So I knew what I needed to do, but I didn't have the level of commitment that I needed to do it. And that's okay if it's something as unimportant, I guess, as playing drums for me in my life, but it didn't get me to where I wanted to be at all. And what the problem became was, after that, in my 20s and stuff, I used to, I go out and buy some new stuff for my drums. I still have drum kit now, and I play in a band still now. But I would go and buy stuff for my drums, and I'd go to this shop in the city, and they'd have drummers on the TV screens everywhere. And I would look at them and I'd be like, oh man, I wish I could play like that guy or that kid. Sometimes I had these young kids on there and they were 10 times better than me, right? But I never had the commitment to actually stick it out. So then I just felt a little bit bitter. I was like, man, why didn't I just commit and do it every single day for an hour a day, like I was told by my drum teacher? But I just didn't have that level of commitment, and so I didn't stick with it. And so therefore, I stopped improving. John Mayer, for those that don't know him, is an amazing musician. You should listen to his music, he's terrific. But John Mayer is an incredible guitarist, probably one of the best guitarists getting around. And someone asked him, how did you do it? How did you get so good? And he said, I sat in my room for 6 hours a day. That was it. So he sat in his room for 6 hours a day and played his guitar and just got better and better and better and better because he invested the time every single day. All my sons want to play in the AFL, but I remember having a discussion with one of them when he was about 15 years old, and I said, do you really want this, son? He goes, yep, I do. I said, well, you've got to be willing to train until you spew almost every day. That's the sort of level of commitment you've got to have. That's why those guys are playing in the AFL, because they're elite trainers and they're consistent all the time because they're committed to what is important to them. So I want you to think about your level of commitment. I'm not asking you to go and sit yourself in a room all day and do one thing, but how is your level of commitment? I read a book a few years ago, and in that book, it told this story. This guy who had very broken English would talk about stick-to-itiveness, was a word that he would use all the time. So stick-to-itiveness was sticking to the task till it's done. Because sometimes when things get hard, we fall off and we stop. So if we're committed though, we have stick-to-itiveness, right? And there's a little poem that I remember that sort of goes along with that. And it goes like this: stick to the task till it sticks to you. Beginners are many, but enders are few. Honor, power, place, and praise will come in time to the one who stays. Stick to the task till it sticks to you. Bend at it, sweat at it, and smile at it too. For out of the bend and the sweat and the smile will come life's victories after a while. So, what are you committed to? Do you have the stick-to-itiveness necessary to reach your goal? Let's bring it back to weight loss, because that's what we're talking about here. All of that stuff relates exactly to your weight loss journey. It's the stick-to-itiveness to losing weight that you need to get to where you want to be. You'll get there, but you can't quit when it gets a little bit tough. You've got to do it no matter what. You can't be like me when I was 16 years old and I thought I was good enough at drums and that was it, I didn't need to learn anymore, and just stop practicing just because I was good at it. You can't lose 5 kilos and then go, I've done, I've arrived. Look at me, I'm amazing. And then think you don't do it anymore. You've got to stick to it. Day in, day out, day in, day out. People who are successful are super duper committed. I didn't have the desire to sit in a room for 6 hours a day and play my drums. I enjoyed playing, but you know what I enjoyed? I enjoyed playing in front of crowds and people were cheering for me. I didn't have the commitment to actually get it done. John Mayer had the commitment to get it done. And now he gets to play in front of big crowds and they're all cheering for him because he invested 6 hours a day for years and years on end to get to where he wants to be. So it's the same with losing weight. It's the same with getting healthy. We have to be committed. We have to be committed day in, day out, no matter what, no matter what. And the last little story I like to share is I saw a video once of Usain Bolt. We see Usain Bolt running like a freak and doing the 100-meter sprint in 9 point whatever seconds. We don't see the work that happens behind the scenes. He's not gifted. He's a hard worker, because hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. There's an amazing video of him online where he's training and he's doing 200 after 200 after 200. He's throwing up on the side of the track, and he gets up again and he runs 200 after 200 after 200. We see the finished product. We want everyone else to see our finished product with our health, the way that it looks on the outside, and we want to feel that. But we've got to do the work behind the scenes. We've got to stay committed to the process. How committed are you to the process right now? That's the question I want you to ask yourself. How committed are you to losing weight? You've got to stay committed. When you do, you'll win this game.